Howdy, everybody! I hope you're all having a good night, a good weekend, a good. I can never remember how strict copyright is. Am I allowed? This isn't like a TV channel. I'm allowed to say the name of the thing that's happening tonight, right? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm just saying these jumbo red vines I have are pretty super. So if I was gonna take them out of the bag, I'd need a bowl that's, similar. Um, I can probably say it. I don't know. Somehow I don't think the NFL is coming after twitch.tv/Pucas in the Frid. I assume we can, but I'm not certain either way. You know, we like to cover our bases here. Very important to get all those bases covered. I hope everyone's having a good weekend. It's been a little bit since we've done this. Last weekend was more busy than I expected it to be. And, yeah, I almost streamed on Wednesday. But then I took an unplanned 3-hour nap on Wednesday. And then I watched the Bionicle movie. So, you know. What is. Is my computer just more open than usual? I don't know. But yes, we are back. Ready to do some more arcade. Not sure what accent that almost turned into. Ready to do some more arcade spirits. We have 2 chapters left of this game, so let's see if we can knock out one of those tonight. When last we left off, a lot of shit had gone down. Francine unfortunately passed away in her sleep. Her daughter, who hated her, sold the Funplex to her hated rival, Dekonami. Not hated rival. We hate Dekonami. She tried her best to be civil. And so we all were either fired or quit, and at the Wake Intervention Conspiracy conspired to open a new arcade, the Parfplex. I think funded by Percy, who wanted to just have an arcade. And I think our special thing is that we figured out ways to put token or tickets. I think we figured out a way to put tickets on the retro games, and we have built-in streamer set up. I don't remember. It's been a bit. So let's find out, shall we? Oh, here, let me give you desktop audio so you can hear the banging soundtrack to this game. Naomi in the heart, where she belongs. Let's go. New Game Plus. All of my character voices are going to be so fucking rusty. Level 7. New Game Plus. It is the distant future year 20XX, and for the first time I am entirely in control of my destiny. I'm no longer merely working in an arcade, now I'm working on my future. Which admittedly still involves working in an arcade, but still, my future. I'll admit, it feels weird. I'd grown so used to going with the flow, letting life batter and bruise me, that having a true and honest hand on the controls is a bit terrifying. Everyone's counting on me to keep the flame of Miss Francine's Funplex alive as we move into the era of the Parfplex. And, well, I'm nervous. Who wouldn't be? There's so much riding on the success of the Parfplex. Not just a paycheck, but the hopes and dreams of all my friends. And I can't forget about Naomi's hopes and dreams in particular. I'm not the only one anxious about this. The stress weighs heavily on both of us. I don't want to let her down. I keep waiting for the universe to wake up and notice that I'm on a roll. If fickle fate could take away the Funplex, what could it do to the Parfplex? I know that's hardly a constructive attitude to have, but anxiety is rarely a logical thing. You can know the truth while your nerves tell you something else entirely. Now all that's left is to get through the opening day without incident. I did. Please don't. Of course I did. I did not do my usual vocal warm-ups before starting this, and there's going to be a lot of reading today. So, we're going to run a quick 60-second ad. Literally don't think we've ever done this before, but for those of you who are subscribed, you can listen to my vocal warm-ups, and if you want that content, that's gonna cost $5 a month for some fucking reason. So we'll be right back. Alright. I don't know how it's... Okay. Okay, we're running 60-second ad. A big blue bucket of blueberries. A big blue bucket of blueberries. A big blue bucket of blueberries. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. Unique New York, unique New York. You know you need unique New York. I am a mother pheasant plucker. I pluck mother pheasants. I am the baddest mother pheasant plucker to ever pluck a mother pheasant. To sit in solemn silence on a dull dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. To begin to toboggan, first to buy a toboggan, but do not buy too big a toboggan, for too big a toboggan is too big a toboggan to buy to begin to toboggan. Betty Boter bought some butter, but she said this butter's bitter. If I put it in my batter, it will make my batter bitter. So, she bought some better butter, and it made her batter better. I slit the sheet I slit, upon the slitted sheet I sit. And welcome back from that 60-second ad, everyone. We are hopefully more warmed up and prepared for this stream now. Alright. I arrived early that morning to go over any last-minute preparations and make sure everything is in order. Plus, Juniper was sick of watching me pace back and forth at home after breakfast, so she lovingly shoved me out of the apartment and told me to be productive. Now I stood in awe of the building, the dream I poured my heart and soul into. I still barely believed it myself. I paused a moment to let the reality finally hit me, and then stepped into my destiny. Pushing open the doors to the Parfplex, I was greeted by relative peace and quiet. Just the beeps and boops and people moving about doing last-minute preparations. Yo. I didn't get to choose the interior, but all this purple? I'm feeling it. We traveled a long and arduous road ever since the Grand Winter Conspiracy. Gavin secured us a great rental space, an abandoned pizza place with that all-too-familiar triangular roof. Nobody else wanted it, but we didn't care about the funny shape. Quirk is in our favor. And I really couldn't have done all the renovations this place needed without the help of our financial benefactor. Percy gave up a large chunk of his savings for this. Hope we can do right by him, considering it was going to go to charity originally. Now it's going to us. We went with a familiar layout, if it ain't broken all that, to show we still got the spirit and passion that made the Funplex great. It's a very good color scheme. But it's not all a carbon copy. We've got a few new additions that Francine would even be proud of. The video wall is a nice touch. That one was my idea. It alternates between running music videos, game promos, and high-score leaderboards. We also repainted and did a general update on all the appliances and fixtures to give it a more finished feel, and less of a retired pizza place turned arcade vibe. Naomi and Percy worked together to pick out games with a decidedly retro feel. Considering Deco's focus on tickety gambling-ish games, this helps us stand out from the competition. She put in a lot of hard work restoring them, and truthfully, we've run into a lot of problems along the way, but watching her tirelessly working to perfect them is inspiring. As for Queen Bee's experiment into advanced streamer support, well, I'm unsure of how this will pan out, but she's confident in it. Such confidence is contagious. She's invited a few big-name streamers to drop in on opening day and broadcast from our makeshift little studio. That'll build up some buzz for the arcade, far and wide. All of my decisions, all of my choices made this. Made the Parfplex what it is. So much labor and love went into the project from all of us. Now all that's left is to officially open these doors. But before that fateful hour begins, I still want to do one last check on operations, just in case. Since we opted for a basic arcade, honestly, setup was a breeze. Naomi and Ashley worked together to get the games up and running. Ashley managed to impress Naomi when she pulled out her long-forgotten skills with electronics. Naomi seemed to be busying herself with double, triple, and even quadruple checks of every game prior to opening. So, talk to me. We good? Hey, Pucas. She greets me with a warm hug before resuming her game tinkering. everything's good. I'm just making sure it's super double plus good, you know? I want my babies in tip-top shape. Great, great. Since we're focusing entirely on the games, we need to make sure they're absolutely perfect. Agreed. You can count on me to deliver. I'd better hurry up and finish my checks, though. We're opening soon, and I want to finish this game. As you were then, Toodles. Good. Not that I was too worried about the games. Keeping things simple worked out well for us. Percy was right. Running a classic arcade is right in our wheelhouse. After my quick check-in, I noticed the clock. Its unforgiving hands tell me it's not long now. Okay, breathe, Pucas. Calm down. Everything's clearly under control. Oh, excuse me. Wait, how many of these are wrestling references? Gonna let the video all cycle back. Oh, it's different ones. Fast Cars 5, Gen Bob, VTA, and DL's Janny. I don't know how many different screens this has. Alice knows karate. Showtime stage, Teo. Mega Nova Remix Tricky. Yep, it definitely tracks that Teo has the highest score on Showtime stage. Pengy Pin. Okay. I don't know about GTC or RQH, but we have HBK and Triple H, which are both wrestlers. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michael, and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Alright. There's no need to freak out. You're just mistaking excitement for terror. This is exciting! It's a happy day, the first day of the Parfplex. You can do this. You can do this. No. With all of us working together, we can do this. As long as no unforeseen problems pop up. Pucas, we've got a problem. Gavin, we're minutes from opening the doors. Unless the building is literally on fire, is this something that can wait? Unfortunately, no. Naomi may have put the Parfplex in jeopardy. Don't listen to him. He's worrying over nothing.
Seriously?
Yes, I'm certain the lawyers will just pack up and go away once you tell them the whole thing is worrying over nothing. It's just a penguin. Who cares? And even if someone cared, who's gonna know? Come on, Gavin. Why do you have to be such a control freak over every little detail? The devil's in the details. And thanks to your actions, we're gonna end up sued to hell and back, or I'm sure you can plead your case with the devil himself. I know an attorney who would be very good at pleading your case to the devil himself. We're damned? Hot diggity, let's start sinning! Me after coming out. Both of you settle down and calmly explain. Whoa, 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 whoa. Enough. Settle down, both of you. Let's take this from the top and assume I don't know anything about what you're talking about. And that I'm oddly tired today. Which I don't. I'd like you both to explain to me, calmly, what exactly is going on.
So frustrating.
I'm perfectly calm. It's this one who's freaking out.
Nonsense.
I assure you I'm not freaking out. I'm having a reasonable reaction to what's transpired. What is going on? Fine. Gavin, you tell him. Then I'll explain why you're wrong. Gavin rubs at his temples, feeling a headache going on. Naomi wants to put her Pengo up front. I don't think he'll earn any tokens, but I'm willing to let that go in the spirit of compromise and to support her dream. How very noble of you. But she's put a topper on it, and that's the problem. A topper? What? A piece of cool artwork you stick on top of a cabinet to attract players, like a sign or a statue or something. They're usually sold with deluxe versions of game cabinets, and Pengo doesn't have one. Not an official one, anyway. So Naomi made one by taking a Pengi statue and repainting it to look like Pengo. Okay, I'm with you so far. What's the problem? Do you have any idea what the Pengi brand even is, Pucas? It's, some Japanese corporate mascot? I've seen it all over the place. Exactly. An iconic character of the Matsushita Collective, a corporation which is not exactly known for leniency when it comes to copyright violation. Yes, we live in the age of social media. Brands are becoming more aware that fan works are free promotion. Except Matsushita is decidedly not on board with that. I've heard tales of them suing children's daycare centers just for unlicensed Pengi decorations on their walls. They've driven people into the poorhouse for pirating Pengi anime. And now Naomi is doomed us all by defacing the idol of a vengeful god of capitalism to make her precious fake Pengu statue. We're going to be sued into the ground the instant photos of that surface online. Oh, exaggerate much, Gavin? Come on, some company over in Japan isn't going to give a crap about a red penguin on top of an arcade cabinet in a little place like ours. No insult to the Parfplex, of course, but we are small time, so what if they find out? So what if they get mad? We just apologize and take it down. Come to think about it, I guess I know more about Pengy than I thought I did. Pengy's so universal, so persuasive, that it's like background radiation. I don't even know it's the character, but I have heard the stories Gavin talked about. Generally speaking, they don't end well for the little guy, and we're the little guy. I really should talk Naomi out of this. Gavin doesn't argue just to win. He only argues when he believes in the point he's trying to make. He believes we're in danger. Sorry, Naomi, but... Naomi, I'm sorry. I know you love your game, but Gavin's right. We can't risk a lawsuit. But... It's just a statue, Naomi. Pengo doesn't need a fancy topper. People play it anyway and will come to love it the same way you love it. It's a promise, okay? Pucas. No.
No! Gavin's always doing this. He's always stepping on my dreams while he claims to protect them. And you're always pulling me back when I want something, like at the auction, and I thought this arcade was supposed to be for us. For you and for me. An arcade
Don't do
of our
this to
dreams,
me,
just
Naomi.
like it was for Miss Francine and her husband.
Don't do this to me. I'm not saying that.
My arcade too, and I should be able to decorate it however I want. I just wanted people to love my game, that's all. And if you won't let them, well, fine.
No.
Take down the penguin. See if I care.
But I'm not... No. There's no helping it. I got into the middle of yet another conflict between Gavin and Naomi, and she won't back down. She's too invested in winning this. Naomi storms off to her workshop and slams the door shut behind her. I can hear your heart shattering. Ugh. Lightning engineer, you didn't hear that through the microphone. It was loud enough to hear where you live from where I live. Quickly, I moved to follow her to explain, but Gavin stops me. Pucas, we need to open the arcade, and you have to be there for the opening ceremony. Fuck that. The arcade can wait. It really can't. We need to get the penguin down and open the doors. I'm sorry, and take it from someone who Naomi hates. It's best to let her cool down a bit first. I stand in the way of her dreams far too often. I know. I hate doing it. I hate asking others to do it in my stead, and I apologize for having to involve you in that. Naomi doesn't hate you. It's just, well... I've gotten to know Naomi's heart ever since Flotsam Beach, and I think this is more fear than hate. She's scared you're gonna tear down everything she loves. She's been scared of that for a long time.
I hadn't intended.
That wasn't my intention. I want to protect those dreams. It's a matter of perspective. You hold her back from accidentally harming her own dream, but to her it looks like you're, well, Dekonami. Clearly I need to speak with her more. Try to understand her on her own terms. Perhaps I've been avoiding directly addressing this conflict for too long. But I feel she'd rather see none of us at the moment. Perhaps later, after the opening ceremonies are complete.
Apologies.
For now, I'm afraid we need to tend to our arcade, first and foremost. Excuse me. Gavin moves to take the dodgy-looking red penguin off Naomi's game before any customers can get a look at it. He does take care not to damage it, however. God, I can't handle this right now. As much as I want to stop everything and sort through this mess, I've got a job to do today. There'll be time later to patch things up with Naomi, presumably. You fucking put that presumably back in your mouth. I need to at least try to put this turmoil behind me so I can focus on the first day of the Parfplex with a smile. Whew. Despite reeling from that incident just now, despite my nerves, I'm ready to do this, because I have to be ready. No choice. I've got big plans for the opening ceremony. I'm gathered to open the doors, give my prepared speech to the gathered masses, and stay on hand to greet gamers as they enter. Stepping to the forefront, I grasp the door handles and throw the gates of the Parfplex wide. Welcome. Welcome to all of you. I hope that... Should have seen that coming. I don't even have time to finish one line of my big dramatic speech. The crowd spills through the doors and runs right past me, eager to get to the games. Immediately, the arcade fills with the sounds of beeps and boops, games starting up and people laughing with delight as they find their favorites. Well, there goes my entire opening ceremony plans out the window. I had all sorts of stuff planned, but, well, if folks just want to get to gaming, who am I to argue? After a few minutes of final checks around the place, I decide to move into Phase 2, meet and greets around the arcade. I walk the arcade like I did in my floor attendant days, talking with folks and making sure everything's running smoothly. Although I could probably track down Naomi too, assuming she wants to talk yet, which may not be the case. Parfplex is my domain, open to my exploration. Where should I visit first? Let's talk to Naomi second, just to be safe. Since we decided to stick with the basics, there aren't too many places to hang out and not play games. It's all games all the time. Surprisingly, Percy and Gavin have found a quiet corner near the change machine. Tanked. Completely tanked. Glad for your little tip. I was ready to invest a good chunk of my pocketbook in that company. All my hard work would have tanked right alongside it. This is par for the course for my siblings snatch up technology companies. It's a pump and dump in essence. They stir up excitement in the acquisition, then drop it once it goes cold. I've never seen one of their endeavors bear fruit for very long, thanks to their short attention spans. Glad I could save you the heartache.
Apologies.
No offense. I think I can handle a few accidental heart-related puns without going into cardiac arrest, my good fellow. But it's good to avoid a pothole on the road to finance, yes? Especially with so many of my resources already tied up in the Parfplex. I approach them in what seems to be a natural lull in the conversation, although talk of finances is in itself quite a downer. So, stock market talk?
Indeed.
I like to do my trades in the morning before I come to the arcade, get all that bother over with so I can focus on Moopy. Afraid we're being astoundingly boring at the moment, Pucas, just two overly serious gentlemen talking about finance. That's fine, I'm adulting at 110% efficiency today, having started a new business myself. I should probably learn about how, money works. Oh, what would you like to know about? What do I plan for the future? I'd like to invest in our future. Think long term, Surviving for many years to come rather than jumping at the easiest profit I can. Any tips? Fine for you to take. My own investments are preferably long term. Yes, I make moment to moment trades, but they're backed by the stability of stock bedrock. Even after I'm gone, I expect many of these to cash out gradually, and I've hired a phalanx of lawyers to carry out my wishes over the next, 30 years. Gavin, how about I show you my portfolio? Give you some ideas for how to build up a nest egg for the Parfplex? I'd be honored. I'll let you two handle the fine details. The two sink deeper and deeper into conversation about currency exchanges, fiscal policy, tax rate changes. I start to lose consciousness. I admire their passion, but there's only so much adulting I can handle in one day, and I need to reserve some for later. Soon that I notice a customer having some problems with the change machines. She frowns as she swipes her credit card through the slot. Good timing on the yawn. Exactly. Sometimes they work out. She frowns as she swipes her credit card through the slot, and again, the little red arrow light popping each time she does so.
Man.
Oh, come on, this was working earlier. Sensing an opportunity to provide excellent customer service and further prove my indulging chops, I step in to help. Hello, good morning, I'm the manager here. Can I be of some assistance? She looks awfully familiar. Have we met before? Oh, right, I invited her to check out my arcade, didn't I? Guess that's why she's here. Hey, good to see ya. Love what you've done with this place, just love it. Something's wrong with your credit card readers. My card's legit. I was using it earlier with no issues, but now it's all messed up and stuff. Can you help me? I can pay cash if I got it. I'm not trying to duck and run with you, but I'd really prefer to use the card. Kinda strange her card isn't working. Not sure if I really want to go too far with this. Better to trust the machines designed to verify transactions instead. I'll stick to the standard policy on this one. Well, let's try the card again. I'm sure it was just a momentary outage. Okay. She fidgets a bit, checking her smartwatch briefly, before swiping her card through the change machine slot again. This time, the light's green and a pile of 50 tokens starts pouring into the tray. See? No problem at all. Hey, thanks for your help. Big thanks. I'm really looking forward to playing these games. Can't believe how much sweet retro stuff you have. Well, happy to help. Guess it really was just a momentary outage. With that matter settled, it's back to wandering the arcade. Where to next? Okay. I'm so sorry. We can't deal with copyright from, I think, Nintendo allegory. Please. Most of the time I'm drawn to Showtime stage because of the flashing lights and the hit beats, not because it's completely silent. No music at all. As I approach, I see Naomi feverishly working to fix it. Seeing the whole thing without tune synced to its flashy lighting rig is kinda depressing. And listening to Naomi mutter as she works, she undoubtedly feels the same way.
Oh.
This was working fine earlier. Why isn't it working now? Oh. Fortunately, Teo is proving surprisingly knowledgeable about the inner workings of his favorite game. May need to re-image the hard drive. I know some gray area websites where you can get a replacement copy of the files if needed. This is the third release of Showtime Stage's software, right? Those are easier to come by than the more modern fourth version, oddly enough. The files aren't the problem. I think the hard drive itself was damaged in shipping. And if so, well, you might not be able to dance at all today. I'd have to order a new part. I'm sorry, there were just so many games to get up and running. I must have missed this ticking time bomb of a hardware failure. Hey, it's cool. I don't need to get my groove on all the time. Hey, Naomi listened about earlier.
No.
Yeah, no. A, I'm still cross with you about that, and B, I've got other more immediate problems. Understood. Right, talk later then. No, she's not wrong. This is definitely an immediate problem. Showtime Stage is one of our flagship games. It's flashy, it's exciting, and Teo's dance moves bring the crowd in. Getting it working for the opening day is a priority. Can we pull a hard drive from a different game and reformat it? This isn't the only game we have that uses a hard disk, right? Can we pull and reformat one from another game using Teo's files to make it a clone of Showtime Stage? Well, it'd mean voluntarily disabling one of our other games, but... Wait, I know. Wild Rider. That piece of poop is always crashing on us, and it's not like it's very popular. Let's yank the drive from that and make it a Showtime Stage drive. I can have that up and running in an hour. Sounds perfect. I'll send you the files, go get a bite to eat, and be back in time to show everyone what a great dance community we got here at the Parfplex. So it'll take a bit of time, but we'll get our stage back in working order. Good, good. Maybe we'll get through the opening day without any major problems aside from this. Before I go, I spot a gamer who's been watching, super curious about what's going on. I could swear I've seen this guy before, maybe in a crowd or something. Hey, Showtime Stage really host? For now, yes, but we'll have it fixed up as soon as we can. Oh man, I wanted to get my groove on. That's a bummer. You know, I might know a guy who knows a guy who can get your replacement super cheap. Or like any game you want, anything, as long as you don't, you know, ask too many questions. I get the feeling I'd be asking a lot of questions. Generally, when people don't want questions asked, there's lots of questions which should be asked, yes? Yeah, but I'm just full of questions. Why is the sky blue? Where do babies come from? Are you a cop? Those sorts of questions. But really, you a cop? Hey, I'm not one of those pigs, no way. Don't worry about it. You need my connection, you just look me up, okay? I'll be here all day. I like this place. It's got a little bit of everything. I'll just come back later to wow all the ladies with my hot style. Later. That was... odd. But as he fades back into the crowd, I decide to move on. Where should I visit next? Near the center of the arcade, Ashley's showing off her new cosplay to Queen Bee. Wow. Just wow. She's been keeping it a total surprise from all of us, working in secret on it. Impressive stuff. Seems to have attracted the attention of a brand new customer, at least. Hey, look, kid. Real life in the wild newbie.
Hiya.
Welcome to the Parfplex. We're so happy to have you join us on opening day. Thank you. Child. Yes, you, young one. Tell Pucas here what you told us. That I've, never used a joystick before in my life. I mean, I've mostly been to Deco's Palace or played games on my phone, touchscreens and stuff, that's all. I've never really been much of a gamer, but all my friends are here today, so I was figuring I might try one out.
Oh.
Never. Not even once played on a joystick. Can you believe it? Yes, we've all been there, no point in faulting them for it now. Oh, but that's just too cute. Oh, to be young and innocent again. Don't worry at all. The Parfplex is the right place to learn. We're a friendly, inviting sort of arcade. No mad skills required. Here, it's all about having fun. Oh, yes. And you know what's super fun? Learning how to play Fist of Discomfort. Trust me. Want to go a few rounds? I'll even spot you some tokens. Seeing Queen Bee's con, Ashley quickly tries to offer something else. Or you could join me for a round or two of TMNT. Nothing like a friendly cooperative brawler game to ease you into things.
No way.
Best way to learn is jump headfirst into the deep end, I say. No regrets, just mashing buttons and moving that joystick. And when you're starting with the hottest title, you've got a built-in community to learn from, right at your fingertips. But turtles! Turtles who are ninjas! Looks like I might need to jump in and persuade this kid to choose a game. They look like a deer trapped in headlights, stuck in the crossfire. Let's start you out right. 2 buttons, 1 stick, endless fun. Ashley, want to show our new friend the majesty of mutants named after famous painters?
Yes!
Oh, do I? Let's go beat up some conveniently bloodless robot ninjas and get shell-shocked. Okay, sure, lead the way. Newbie seems happy with this decision, even if it's just because they get to play with Ashley, who's a bit less intimidating. Ah, fuck. I was looking forward to decimating that newbie quite a bit. In a good-natured way, of course. still learning from my teammates in Four Heavenly Kings, and I'm eager to pass some lessons on. Okay, I'm going back to beating the crap out of fodder. You have fun out there, okay? You've earned this day through blood, sweat, and tears. Hopefully more blood than sweat and tears, but you get the idea. Hey, Queen Bee, why do you want blood to be at the top of that list? I feel like the preferable order is sweat, tears, blood. Maybe sweat, blood, tears. Depends if you are more opposed to pain or sadness. But I'm pretty sure sweat should probably top that list, not blood. Anyway, time for me to move on. Before I can continue my wanderings, Gavin pops up directly in my path. Stop whatever you're doing, look towards the door without making it look like you're looking for anyone in specific. What? What am I pretending not to be looking for? Miss Janine DeFame. I have no idea who that is. Top arcade critic in the city. Her reviews can make or break an arcade easily. I can agree with Sweat, Tears, Blood. Yeah, I think it's gotta be Sweat, Tears, Blood. I didn't think she'd be coming today, as normally some independent arcade is beneath her interests, but apparently she's made an exception. If we don't want to end up smeared across every website she writes for, I suggest you go play nice and show her all the positives of the Parfplex. Okay, I'm on it. Best foot forward. She's the redhead near the entrance with the handbag. Best of luck. I easily spot her thanks to Gavin's cues. Considering this morning lacked the usual chaos I experienced on my first day at the Funplex, I'd say we're off to a great start. And I'm sure this reviewer will appreciate that. Wearing my most professional smile, I stroll over to the entrance. You! I remember you! Oh no. Oh no. My dear wonderful Josh had a miserable time in your arcade at that birthday party. You and your lanky friend implied my Josh wasn't smart enough to know how coin slots work. Well, this arcade was fun while it lasted. Might as well burn it all down to ashes and build a new arcade on those ashes 100 years from now after this blows over. Before I can try to defend myself, she holds up a hand to stop me. Now, while I seriously question the wisdom of allowing you to run an arcade, and would love nothing more than to give you 0 stars and walk away immediately, I am unfortunately committed by ethical standards to stay and properly review your establishment in a relatively unbiased fashion. So as unpleasant as this may be for both of us, I suggest we remain professional, even if you've dug yourself a rather deep hole to climb out of, in my view. Understood? Even if I want to go on a tirade or chew her out, I've got to think of the arcade. This isn't some rando angry parent, not this time. Feels like chewing ground glass, but I need to swallow my pride on this. Understood. Excellent. What I need from you now is to stay out of my way. No special treatment or consideration. I need to observe your arcade as a disinterested outside party, so I can judge your facility and atmosphere. But rest assured, if I see some egregious mistake, I will bring it to your attention. Pointedly. My readers likewise will become aware of your shortcomings. I do my best to support consumer activism, and that requires absolute honesty of any difficulties I observe. So until such time as I require you, I suggest we speak no further. Agreed? Sure, fine. As you were then. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Not only does she hate us right off the bat, but I can't even leap to the defense of what we've built here without antagonizing her further. I may need to talk with Gavin about how to save the Parfplex from an inevitable negative review. Nothing else I can do now but pray to the arcade gods that everything from here on out goes perfectly. Once again I wander the floor, but this time while it's all smiles and pleasantries on the outside, I'm left all alone battling my thoughts. This is certainly not helping my anxiety, mind you. Being under a magnifying glass means anything that can go wrong will go wrong in spectacular fashion. Reported on across every arcade enthusiast website in existence. No, wait, stop. Bad thinking. Don't assume things will go wrong. Besides, morning wasn't too eventful. Who's to say the afternoon will be a disaster? And then the afternoon was a disaster. I knew I had spoken too soon the second I saw Gavin approaching me with a tinge of worry furrowing his brow.
Utterly ridiculous.
It shouldn't be possible for us to be out of nachos in the vending machines this fast, and yet we are. I have receipts for ordering exactly enough to fill them up, and yet there were only a few bags in there. Missed delivery, perhaps? And that was the least of our problems. Pucas, we've got an electrical problem. 3 of the retro games have shorted out. I don't understand. I tested the power supplies, outright rebuilt a few of them. Unless someone's seriously scuffing their sneakers and shocking the coin boxes, we're talking about a failure somewhere in our electrical wiring. Calamity after catastrophe, they just keep piling up.
What?
All of the toilets stopped working. All of them. We need to call a plumber fast, and not the one that jumps on turtles. Anxiety rising. What are we gonna do? This doesn't make any sense. I'm
well.
freaking out. I'll admit that, I'm freaking out. Maybe we should close down for the day, iron out the wrinkles, try again tomorrow. We are hastily losing our grip on things. If I don't say anything, we may as well call it quits. Have to refocus our energy. Okay. Command the troops. No. No way. We are not giving in just because of a few bugs in the system. We are the Funplex expatriates, the proud crew of the Parfplex. Did we give up when Deco came knocking? Hell no, and we aren't giving up now. I want to hear some solutions. Talk to me. Ashley. Group exchanges nervous glances, then frankly stops to breathe and think. I'll become the plumber we need. I mean, not exactly, but I'll grab a plunger and do what I can. We'll have to close down the bathrooms for now, but I'm sure we can convince one of our neighbors to loan us theirs, maybe? I'll check next door with them before I go do battle with our demonically possessed toilets. And while I'd say this vending machine issue is human error, I have enough faith in my own error checking to say this human is not responsible. I'll make some calls with our distributors and see where the chain broke down. I'll also see about ordering some quick replacement stock. Mine's a bit more complex. I need to replace the fried power supplies, but I can do that. I can do most of those today. Meanwhile, I'll put a feeler out to the indie arcade community online. See if we can get an electrician with arcade experience out here quickly. If it means to get back into online groups, and even if it means popping my head up in a crowd, I'll do it. Okay. Good solutions, people. Good solutions. And we'll be able to work the floor while I'm taming our restrooms. Pucas, are you good with covering for me? Things seem to be getting more intense as the day picks up. You three focus on your tasks at hand. I may be the boss, but I was a floor attendant originally. I can handle whatever the Parfplex throws at me. No, I cannot. Got it? Gotcha. But I'm changing out of this first. I don't want to get poo water over our new mascot. Toodles. I'm on it. You can count on me. Oh, I don't know if Naomi's put her argument behind her, or she's just too focused on what's happening now to really linger on it. I know I'm too focused myself, even if I do have a lingering worry. With all three busy, that leaves me in charge of every problem that may emerge for the rest of the afternoon. No way to tap out with someone to help me with these situations. I need to work fast to hit every problem before it's too late. Can't leave any stones unturned this time. No risk of letting something spiral out of control. But I'm ready. I mean, I have to be. No choice. Freshly invigorated, I start my floor trek. There are problems all around me, but what should I tackle first? Queen Bee cursing up a storm. Are you fucking kidding me? Queen Bee casts a sharp glare at someone who's about to play the idle Fist of Discomfort machine she's guarding, dissuading them. Then looks down at her phone again, frantically keying in commands. Right, that's sorted out. What's going on? Some fuck tried to hijack my streaming account. I don't get it. Naomi and I put together these stinky mini-computers to stream game video ourselves. I made the security recommendations myself to avoid this sort of thing. But it looks like a new experimental tech to allow celebs like me to walk up to a game and start streaming it has a few holes. I stepped away for a few minutes to hit the bathroom, which is a disaster zone by the way, and got an alert on my phone that someone tried to log into my account. It didn't count on my two-factor authentication at least. I'll admit I'm not silicon literate enough to know how the streaming rig these two came up with works. I just allocated some R&D funding for them to make it happen. The specifics are beyond me. Apparently, the trouble's drawn the attention of the ever-watchful Miss Defame. Wonderful. Okay, Naomi's busy fixing power supplies, but grab her and ask her to turn off streaming add-on for now, just until we sort this out. Great. Just great. Stay of streaming down the drain, but at least leaving a security hole wide open. We'll figure this out later. With Naomi busy and Ashley battling toilets, I have only one option to turn to for technological assistance. Iris, can you check security camera footage? See who messed with that Fist of Discomfort machine while Queen Bee wasn't looking. Maybe that'll help.
Online.
Already on. I've been analyzing the video feeds ever since she mentioned hacking was afoot. Nobody hacks my friends and gets away with it. It looks like the next person to approach the machine was a tall man with blue sunglasses. You think he did it? He accessed the USB slot streamers used to log into our new tech, but wasn't streaming anything, or even playing the game. He just plugged in a small device, waited, and left. From the access logs, I'd say he's our culprit. I'm on it. Thanks, Iris. Doesn't take long to track the guy down. For starters, there's his rather unique fashion sense. Also, he's plugging into another of our stream-friendly games without playing it. It's an extremely obvious tell. Kinda hard to give him the benefit of the doubt or even a second chance. He clearly broke the rules of the arcade. Although it looks like the sort who could break me if I break the news to him badly. I should choose my words wisely, ones that involve me staying in one piece. Let's be honest with each other, shall we? I'm the manager here and I know damn well what you've been up to. Immediately he straightens up, pocketing the item he was committing arcade crimes with, all nonchalant like, "What? I wasn't doing nothing." Yes, you were. I know, exactly what you were doing. If you continue doing it, I'm calling the police. This is a second chance, a rare one, and I suggest you take it. There will not be a third, understand? At first he growls a little, ready to protest his innocence, before holding himself back. Lucky I'm under orders, nerdo. Fine, whatever you want. He walks off into the crowd without another word, left in a state of utter confusion as our exchange, but I'll take it hesitantly. Iris? Yep, I'll keep an eye on him through the security video feeds. Don't worry, I'll let you know if he resorts to his nefarious ways. All handled and without causing an incident, although I'm vague on what he meant by orders exactly. With that in the bag, I quickly look around to see if there are any other nearby problems I can address. Someone beating up a machine. As I hear the clang and bang of someone assaulting a cabinet, I see Percy holding up a finger to grab my attention. Motion for him to join me, and he does. Thank goodness. I tried to grab Ashley, but she was in a hurry, branching a plunger like it was some sword. There's so much going on right now. What's happening? Some hooligans working his way down the retro games, yelling at them and smacking around the joysticks like they're speed bags. I swear he was going to knock over Joust. That's how hard he was shoving that cabinet. People have been avoiding going near him ever since he started raging out. It's causing quite a scene. I'll take care of it, Percy. Thanks. Be careful, love. I don't like the looks of this one. Places a hand on my shoulder in solidarity before leaving. This happens more often than you think. Someone getting so mad at the game that they start smacking the cabinet around. Oop. Unlike pinball, which will go into tilt mode to punish you, the only justice to be found here is my justice. I am the arcade law. You fucking piece of shit game. I totally jumped over the fucking barrel. Fucking monkey and his fucking barrels. Even if, well, I'm a little less than eager to bring the law down on this guy. I am in awe at the size of this lad. He probably eats 6 whole hams for breakfast and bench presses pickup trucks for fun. But I know my duty. I know what I must do. For the record, you smash that thing to bits, you have to buy the bits. The first one's not free, nor do we have a break 2, break another for free policy. Man snarls, turning his ire toward me and away from the game. Got a fucking problem? Oh, good, just what I needed right now. From the corner of my eye, I spot Mystifying watching. Better lay down the law. Run this place, see? And I don't like people breaking my games. So you play nice, play by the rules, or you can go play with yourself. Understood? No more hitting games, period. You little... But oddly, his attention is diverted to something or someone behind me. It's only for a couple of seconds, but his whole demeanor changes after that. Fine. He storms off, deciding to rather have the last word than argue it further. Turn to see who or what exactly changed his mind with a sharp glance, but the crowd's too thick. Whoever or whatever it is gone now. And Mr. Fame returns to the crowd without a comment. Hopefully quietly approving of my law-bringing. That was odd, but I guess a win's a win. Now then, what to address next? The retro television-based wall was an idea I came up with during renovations. Naomi runs the whole thing off a cheap mini-computer, too. Practical and inexpensive, and it gives just the perfect amount of flair. I've been pretty proud of it up until this moment. For some reason, it's showing a nature documentary about cute and fluffy bunnies instead of retro music videos and arcade high scores. Not that bunnies are a bad thing, necessarily. There are so many worse things it could be playing, but it's still not playing what I want it to play. Something's amiss. And as I'm hunting around for the remote control we keep at the prize desk, Teo approaches. Bunnies, huh? Yep, bunnies. Interesting choice, Pucas. Not my choice, Teo. I'll have it fixed in a moment. Okay, cool. I was wondering if we suddenly experienced a paradigm shift in arcade theming or something. Bunnies are cute, though. Grabbing the remote, I flick it back to Channel 3, which should take the video feed from Naomi's system. And it flips back to the bunnies on Channel 5 a few seconds later. Persistent, aren't they? Almost like the rabbits themselves. So I click it back to Channel 3, and once again it reverts back to 5. Okay. Clearly we're dealing with a master hacker, one who can modify Naomi's system despite having no physical access to it. An individual capable of truly hacking the planet. Yeah, or it's a prankster with a universal TV remote. Got one of those myself. It helps me turn off overly loud TVs in bars, which drown out the beats of whatever game I'm playing. Not that I would ever do that, mind you, just in case. But with great power comes great responsibility, and clearly whoever's forcing us to watch this lacks the latter. How about I go subtly check the crowd to see if anybody's got a clear line of sight and is pointing a gadget at the video wall every time you change it. Strapped for help, so I'm not going to deny Teo's offer. Sure, go for it. The war for remote control continues for another minute, back and forth from music videos to documentaries about rabbits. And now it's showing them mating, which I'm seriously hoping does not count as pornography, or it'll be yet another black mark against us with a certain arcade critic. It's only been a few minutes, but it feels like an eternity of copulating legomorphs before Teo returns. Found him. Orange jacket, standing near the pinball section. Thanks, Teo. No worries. Anything for you, Pucas. Roll up the sleeves of my hoodie, ready to put an end to this. Wait a minute, isn't that the arcade newbie from earlier? They didn't seem like a troublemaker at the time. What's going on here? No, it's definitely this kid. I can see the tiny plastic gadget in their hand briefly before they pocket it. Perhaps noticing my approach, the teenager rolls stealth and gets a natural 1, resulting in an awkward and obvious attempt at looking like an unimportant part of the crowd. Hey, didn't do anything. I mean, hi, good to see you again. What's up? How are things? Giving this living bundle of nervousness, I'm not sure I feel like coming down like a ton of bricks on the poor kid. But rules are rules, right? What's up? Yeah, what's up, Doc? What? Okay, friend. Bunnies are cute and everything, but stop messing with my video wall. Don't want to have to kick you out of here, got it? Okay, sorry. Wasn't trying to cause trouble. I was, but never mind. Okay, let's stop. Thank you, bye. And they're gone, slipping back into the crowd. That was weird. What's going on here? Decided to look around a bit more, hoping for some clues. What trouble should I investigate next? Before I can continue my quest to purge my arcade of evildoers, I'm interrupted by an onslaught of my hardworking staff. Knew it. I knew it. Pucas, about our missing inventory.
Oh,
When I get my hands on whoever did this, I found the electrical problem, Pucas. Sabotage! Sabotage and treason! An enemy agent walks among us. Okay, we have some insight to what's causing all these messes, but it's a chaotic jumble right now. One at a time, please. Our suspiciously low snack inventory was indeed not human error. The delivery truck never arrived here. It was routed to a garbage dump due to computer error, or as I suspect, malfeasance. Malfeasance explains our electrical problems too. Remember my joke about someone scuffing their feet in shocking coin boxes? No, that's actually what happened. An external shock, not a grid failure. Someone's got a battery or some other shock prod and was using it to crash games. This be the same person who flushed down a bunch of wadded up toilet papers and firecrackers down the toilets. It's a war zone in there. I was able to dredge up one super gross chunk of it, but we'll need a professional plumber to get the rest. This is all sounding way too suspicious to be random acts of hooliganism, and it also ties into what I've been handling on the floor. I've had to deal with pranksters all afternoon too. I've been so busy playing firefighter, running from blaze to blaze with a leaky bucket, that I haven't been able to put the pieces together. But now it's clear, and I know what I must do. Good work, everyone. Wrap up your tasks. I'll handle the pranksters. Good work, everyone. Proud of you. But the job's not finished yet. Gavin, order us replacement inventory. Ashley, find a plumber, best we can afford. Naomi, finish replacing the fried power supplies. As for me, I'm gonna have a word with our miscreant. You know who to blame for this mess? I've got a pretty strong suspicion. Go get him, Pucas! With a nod of solidarity, all of us split up, each on our own mission to thwart the ne'er-do-wells. Not particularly thrilled to begin this confrontation. My nerves haven't stopped jangling since this morning. But, well, my friends are counting on me to lead, to be the responsible one. Can't foist this off onto Gavin like I might have done at the Funplex. Finding my quarry isn't particularly difficult. She's been in the background the whole time, watching and waiting as I ran around trying to put a lid on the mayhem. Her eyes study me as I approach, grinning ear to ear.
Hi. Hello there. Figured it out, huh?
Yeah. Can't say I understand the why, but I at least know the who. The matching fashion style was a pretty big clue.
Some formal introductions in order. Yeah, okay. The name's Sue. Natural-born leader, hacker extraordinaire, and leader of the Ghost Monsters, the hottest gang on these streets. Pleased to meet ya.
She playfully curtsies, her wicked smile never
And
ceasing.
yeah, I guess my friends were a little wild and crazy, leaning a bit heavy on the pranks. But clearly, you were cool with that, since you didn't kick any of us out. I respect that. I really do. Shows you know it's all in good fun. Let me make it up to you, okay?
Sue steps back and taps a button on her smartwatch. From the crowd of gamers, her whole gang assembles. Gang, this is... what's your name again? Mr. Lickens. Gang, this is Pucas. Pucas, this is Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Now then. She turns to face her ghost monsters. You're all very naughty, and I'd say you owed an apology. Big fat I'm sorry from each of you. Don't you agree? Each of them mumbles a semi-coherent, semi-sincere apology. Yo, whatever, sorry. Real sorry. Gosh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Lickens. I'm really sorry. When they finish, Sue faces me once
There.
again.
Everybody's sorry, which means everybody's forgiven, correct? Because, and this is me being real with you, I like this arcade. I really do. It beats the crap out of Deco's Palace, that's for sure. I can easily see this being our new home, you know? I admire what you've done with the place. It's totally awesome, and I'm really looking forward to coming back. Again and again. I definitely don't want to end our first day here on a sour note. No. I'm so glad we can communicate like adults.
Yep.
Apologize for being naughty and move on. Now, okay, we may still ruffle a few feathers while we're
Nope.
here, but that's cool, right? I'm sure you understand that it's all fun and games. Nothing personal. So, what do you say, friend? All's forgiven?
I paused, taking in everything Sue rambled about. Let me get this straight. You scare our customers, mess with our television sets, smash up and short-circuit our games, clog our toilets, redirect our mail orders, expect a second chance to cause trouble after I already let your first wave of chaos slide, try to hijack Queen Bee's streaming account, and you want me to smile and let you come back tomorrow. My words barely faze her, that grin still lingering. Yep, yeah, sounds about right. I love this arcade. I think we could be great friends. What do you say, partner? Waiting for my response, she holds out a fist to bump. Look, I'm sure you're all good kids at heart, but if I let you hang around here and you just cause more problems, it's no good for any of us. If you sincerely love the Parfplex, you'll understand I can't let you ruffle feathers, as you put it. I need to make sure everyone's having a good time. Well, yeah, I mean, I get that, right. So I might be willing to offer you another chance if you promise me you'll follow the rules from now on. It's the best I can do, okay? Well, I'd like to work with you here, really, but promise is kind of a steep ask. Something's wrong. I'm a pretty empathetic sort of guy. I can tell when someone's being legit with me. She's clearly genuine about wanting to come back, but seems conflicted. How hard is it to not hack machines and run wild? Why would that be a problem? Okay, see, normally I'd give you my word. Word is bond. But, well, no ifs, ands, or buts. I need your word if I'm going to rebuild trust with you. We don't need to get the police involved here. We can keep this between us, right? She raised an eyebrow at that.
Whoa, put the brakes on. Bad idea, friend. Really bad idea. You don't want to even think about getting the cops involved in this. No. Because, and this is me being honest with you because we're on such good terms, it won't do you any good. We'll be out and back on the streets within a day. We've got friends in high places. We don't sell drugs or weapons. We sell information. And information, as a currency, is far more valuable than what other gangs trade in. So if we're doing this, we don't involve the pigs. Any problems, you come to me direct. That's my rule. Break that rule. And, well, you don't want to see what I can do with the push of a single button.
So now you're threatening me?
I'm just telling you how it is. What you do now is entirely up to you.
Before she could continue her tirade, we're rather rudely interrupted. Oi, Sue! The hell you think you're doing here? The thick tension that surrounded us melts away, redirected to the new challenger. All eyes glare towards them. Oh, great. Okay, Pucas, hold that thought. I got business to attend to. Damn right you do. Ghost monsters don't operate south of 23rd Street. You know damn well this is lovely chainsaw territory. Get lost or get tossed. If I wasn't confused before, I sure as heck am now. All I can do is watch this unfurl before me. With a clap, Sue summons her buddies to her side. I'm sorry, south of what? I don't recall signing any non-compete agreement with you, darlings.
Ghost monsters for life!
Oh, ghost monsters? This locker room gossip queen's disrespecting your fearless leader. What do we say to that? Nobody disses Sue on my watch. Nobody. Yeah, I ain't scared to hit a chick. I'm an equal opportunity, socially maladjusted individual. Think you got your answer, ladies. Now then, let's rumble. Well, to their credit, they didn't throw the first punch, but we're talking Han didn't shoot first levels of moral high ground here. Immediately, the ghost monsters and the lovely chainsaw are at each other's throats, grappling, punching, shoving each other. A baseball bat gets swung and clangs off the side of a racing game. Soda cans are thrown. Someone uproots a chair near the snack machines, and that goes flying too. It's chaos. Complete and utter chaos. And it needs to stop now. Iris, already calling the cops, Pucas. As for me, well, it's funny. When you start out the day anxious about what the future may bring, once that future goes completely to poop, well, that anxiety just fades away. Something oddly freeing about seeing your world crumble around you. There's nothing left to fear. That means I can swing into action ready to face it. Priority 1, get the customers the hell out of here. Gavin and Ashley are already on that. I join in, trying to funnel the panicked crowd of kids and gamers out the door and away from the carnage. This way, hurry! In orderly fashion, please. Out! Everybody out! Their focus on loading the place with arcade games and nothing more doesn't leave a whole lot of room to work with. Nor is it much of an octagon for the remarkably sloppy mixed martial arts brawl breaking out. We're gonna have a lot of game damage when all is said and done. Damn, I'm not letting that get away with this. Until now, it's been the world's sloppiest barroom brawl. Teenagers flinging each other wildly, generally wrecking the scene rather than each other. But now she's pulled out a gun. Not some arcade-like gun, but a real-life shooting and killing gun. This isn't happening. This cannot be happening. But this is 100% happening. The leader of the lovely chainsaw gang raises her weapon and takes aim at Sue, trying to end this. But her target is conveniently tucked behind Mrs. DeFame and Gavin. If I don't do something, someone's going to get seriously hurt. My mind races. Calm acceptance washes over me. This is how things will be, no helping it. One chance to do something good in the midst of all this chaos. Time slows for me and I'm trapped in a dream state. Pure instinct takes over and I start running toward them. Sue is the target. Get down! So, thanks for coming to the Arcade Spirits series, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Next stream is going to be D-Boss on Tuesday, where we're going to... Anyway. Whoa. Holy shit, what did you... I was aiming for Sue. Pigs! Pigs! Run for it. Stay cool and wipe the footage first. Do it. Stay with us, Pucas. Stay with us. Help is on the way. I just wanted to make a dream for everyone to enjoy. That's all. Was that so wrong? That's what you would have done. That's what you did do for all of us. But I guess no good deed goes unpunished, huh? Lycan's family curse.
You've a strong spirit, dear. You'll get through this, I know you will. But for now, you'd best wake up. There's still more to be done.
Slowly, very slowly, I open my eyes. The soft beacon? The soft beeping of medical monitoring greets me, as well as an angel in white. Well, an angel in a white lab coat. While they're no heavenly being, they do appear to be my doctor, armed with nothing more than a clipboard. I'm still a little hazy as they briefly explain the situation. Thanks to their wild theatrics, I startled the shooter enough that her bullet missed its intended target, and instead it went into my leg, which hurts like fuck, but apparently resulted in a surprisingly clean shot that I'll recover from in a few weeks easily. 2 days in the hospital, a week or two on crutches, some limping, and then I'll be back to 100%. And more importantly, nobody died. I can live with this momentary pain if someone else gets to live, period. So, could have been better, could have been a lot worse. The doctor, having given me the report, leaves to treat their other patients. But before they do, they inform me I have a visitor. At least there's a plus side, I just wonder who it is. When I look over to see who it is, I see Naomi standing there, tears streaming down her face. She rushes over to my side, embracing me in a hug.
Oh my, I was so scared.
Naomi, I'll be fine. It's like a Hollywood gunshot. I'll walk it off.
Bleeding everywhere.
Okay, a larger than usual Hollywood gunshot, but doctor said I'll be fine in a month or so. No big deal. Trying to downplay the seriousness of it all does nothing to placate Naomi's frustration.
It is a big deal. How could you just toss your life away like that, jumping in front of a gun? How could how could you try to protect people from harm? I can't criticize you for that. I just got so scared when I saw you bleeding on the floor.
Oh.
I mean, just hours before that, I was mad at you over a penguin statue of all things. It feels so silly in hindsight. I mean, if the last thing I'd ever said to you was in anger.
Of course, now she's replaced her earlier anger with self-resentment. Not exactly an improvement. I offer a gentle smile and take her hand. I admire you, Naomi. You stood up for what you believed in this morning. Right or wrong doesn't matter. Angry words don't matter. What matters is your spirit. I'm never gonna hate you for speaking your mind, and we can't always agree on everything. Arguments happen. They won't tear us apart, not ever. I promise you that. Even when I'm yelling at you about a silly penguin? I can't say I'd enjoy being yelled at about a silly penguin, but I don't think it's gonna make me abandon ship either. Naomi sighs and wipes away some tears. I can be very opinionated, let's say. That doesn't mean I need to yell, it doesn't mean I need to be angry. I can stand up for myself without throwing a fit. I guess people in love argue from time to time. It's normal. But next time I'll try to do it without the fireworks. I'll promise the same thing in turn. As long as we remember that we love each other, no matter what, we can talk through any problem. It's gonna take a lot more than a little shouting about a penguin to make me break up with you, Pucas. I think you're stuck with me for a long, long time. I trust you to protect my dream, even when you have to protect me from myself. I hate having to pull you back from that dream, though. You're not. You're helping me be realistic about things. Miss Francine was a dreamer, but she also tried to be realistic. I should aspire to be more like her. Guess I just freaked out a little when Gavin stepped in and stepped on my idea. Obviously, he doesn't care about my dream the way you do. And we're back to Gavin versus Naomi rivalry. When I was only a floor attendant, it wasn't really my responsibility to sort that one out, but as the new boss, I think it's time to try to put this one to bed. Hey, none of that. He's the champion of the Parfplex.
Oh,
And he keeps tearing down everything I care about. He's trying to support everything you care about. Like today, he wanted to protect your dream by keeping your enthusiasm from landing us in legal hot water. It's not like he takes joy in having to do things like that, but he does them anyway, because he wants us to survive and thrive, to fight against people like Dekonami and win. True, sometimes he lacks perspective, sometimes he goes too far, but that's why we need to be there to work with him instead of against him, toward the future. Making the Parfplex soar is going to take all of our efforts. You, me, Gavin, everybody. We'll argue and clash, but in the end, we'll figure things out. Can you try to get along better with him, please? Try to understand him instead of falling back on assuming he's a villain? Okay, for you I can try. I'd like to avoid something like this happening again. I want us all to get along, honest. All of us. And speak of the devil of the Parfplex arise. Don't say that! We just had a whole conversation about this.
Apologies.
Am I interrupting? I wanted to be certain Pucas was well. He'll be fine. We'll be fine. All of us. But Pucas could probably use some rest at this point. Gavin, how about we go rate the snack machines and talk? Talk? What about? You know, stuff. Things. I feel like we never actually sit down and talk, you and I. Naomi offers me a quick but very careful hug before leading a confused Gavin out the door. Hopefully they'll find some common ground. It'd be nice for something positive to come out of the mess that was our opening day. Seeing the person I care for the most was certainly a boon to my spirit. If they can only do something about the food here. But my heart calmed. My body finally tells me it's exhausted. Snuggle into the covers as a yawn escapes me. Just as I'm about to roll over and drift off to sleep, another visitor drops in. It's likely well past visiting hours, but with no small amount of both dread and relief, I'm glad to see her. Mr. Lickens, a word if you will. I try to straighten myself from my pillow backrest. Time to put on my professional front, even if I'm in excruciating pain. Okay, I should start by explaining that what happened today isn't exactly indicative of... I should hope it was. It's hard to disguise the disbelief on my face. What? Seems I've misjudged your character based on our initial unpleasant interaction. But what I saw today, clearly you're no fool nor a coward. I let my need to protect my family override my better judgment. How absurd to paint over everything you've built at the Parfplex with that brush, all over such a small matter. I saw you selflessly throw yourself in front of that bullet. You didn't have to do that, you chose to do that. It's indicative of someone who isn't simply in this for the money, as so many in this industry are. While I'm uncertain why you protected that young criminal, I suppose someone who respects life deeply enough to even protect someone like her is to be respected. I suppose I've become a bit jaded from all those eager to cash in on the arcade scene. All the large-scale arcades I have to review tend to be very impersonal and cold. So, you were impressed with our arcade? Well, let's not go that far. Can't say I was thrilled with the amount of mayhem and disaster going on even before a gang war broke out. But I will say, I've only ever seen that amount of mayhem and disaster once before. It's highly unusual to say the least. The last time I reviewed a small up-and-coming arcade similar to yours, everything went wrong. Everything. I wrote my review in an honest fashion, and as a result of my scathing pen, the place was sold and closed down within a month. Sold to a notable figure in this industry. Wait, you don't mean... Yes, Dekonami. Such is the fate of any arcade which dares to stand up to him. Your prior business, the Funplex, only escaped being devoured by being far too small to be worthwhile. Sadly, your enthusiasm may have put you in his crosshairs. And if you cannot tidy up your reputation after today's affairs, the Parfplex will be next. Again. Again and again, torn down by Dekonami. This time he didn't even have to lift a finger. By pure coincidence, the ghost monsters wrecked everything before he could exact any revenge. All he has to do is swoop in and buy out what's left of our dreams. However, I've come to a decision. Given I was a first-hand witness to your troubles, which were clearly not your fault, and given your willingness to put even your own life on the line for your arcade, I'm going to tell my editor I need more time, that I want to return in 1 week to get a more accurate and mature overview of your operation. 1 week. That's the best I can offer you. This is a difficult hole to climb out of, Mr. Lickens. Even aside from earlier trouble, having a gang fight and a shooting transpired in an arcade. Well, the press will feed on this. Even if I was the only press present accounted for, they'll dig and they'll speculate and they'll chew on your bones. If your arcade survives that initial onslaught, I hope to write a proper review which can lay those concerns to rest. But I'll offer you no more second chances, no more reasonable doubts. Best foot forward when I return, or my readers will know the truth. Understood? Understood. Then I'll leave you to your recuperation. With a curt nod, she turns and leaves the room, leaving me with my thoughts. 1 week. I've got exactly 1 week to completely rebuild our reputation and clear the good name of the Parfplex. Otherwise, it's game over for all of us. You've cleared level 7 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you. Now let's see your score. You're proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you've scored 24,900 points. Woohoo! And now let's have one last pizza fact. 62% of Americans prefer meat toppings on their pizza, whilst 38% prefer vegetarian. Everybody loves different kinds of pizza, and that's a beautiful thing. Do you want to save your game for proceeding to, drumroll please, the final level? Save the game. And with the final level, so many points, exactly! And with the final level in sight, I believe that is going to end it for tonight. We have one more Arcade Spirit stream left. I'm very excited to see where things are going to go. I have not yet decided what's going to happen after I finish this game. I'm probably not going to jump straight into the sequel, but I am not sure if I'm going to do a larger game or a smaller game between them. That's something we'll just have to figure out once we finish the game. But thanks everyone so much for stopping by tonight. Hope you all had a great time. For those of you who decided to show up here instead of watching the big game, I don't even know if it's over yet or not. I honestly barely remembered that was today. But for anyone who's been hanging out, if you want to drop a follow, we really appreciate those. You can join our Discord right there. Check out the community, find out whenever we're going live. You can technically check out our Clips channel there. We are very behind on the Clips channel. I haven't been working on it recently, but it is high on my to-do list. And finally, you can check out our YouTube channel, where all of our VODs go up, except that you do need to do YouTube, not YouTube. On that Discord right now are all of the Season 3 of D-Boss, which starts about halfway through, not even halfway, I don't think, a couple episodes into Fallout 3/Morrowind, when we started doing D-Boss on this channel. But we have officially finished Season 3, so next stream up, this Monday, get excited for D-Boss Season 4, Oblivion and Fallout New Vegas. We're very excited. It should be a great time. D-Boss is always fun, and I believe we're about to be on each of our respective favorite games in our series, so it should be a great time. So, thanks everyone for coming by tonight. I hope you've all had a great time, and I will see you next time.